Oh, how are we, lads? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to the NRL Finals Week 1 preview of the 2021 NRL Final Series. Hope you guys are doing well on this Tuesday night. It is currently 7:30 p.m. Hope you guys are doing extremely well. The finals, wow, it's going to be fantastic. So many great games to look forward to. If your team is in the finals this year, I want to wish your team all the best. I hope your team goes well in the finals. If your team didn't make the finals, well, hope you're enjoying your alcohol and your Mad Mondays. But, yeah, it's going to be a great final series. A couple of great games, obviously. Melbourne and Manly Friday night. Absolute blockbuster. Roosters versus Titans on Saturday afternoon. Elimination final. Saturday night, Panthers versus Rabbitohs, another big game there. And Eels and Knights on Sunday afternoon, the elimination final there. Some fantastic games. Let's get into it. It's going to be a great final series. I cannot wait for it to start Friday night. And it all kicks off on Friday night, the NRL Finals Week 1. It kicks off on Friday night up there at Sunshine Coast Stadium at 7:50 p.m. It is the reigning premiers and the minor premiers. The first place, Melbourne Storm, up against the fourth place, Manly Warringah Seagulls. Melbourne are favourites here at $1.35, Manly at $3.10. This game is on Friday night at 7:50 p.m. I cannot wait for this. This game is also a bit of a rivalry game. Both teams have plenty of history. Obviously, the Battle of Brookie, which is another one as well. This is a great game. I cannot wait for this. Melbourne. Obviously, Josh Addo-Carr has not been named in the side due to injury, so that is a massive loss. Isaac Lumi will take his spot on the wing. Cameron Munster is named at 5'8", but he is carrying an injury, so we'll see if he does play. But if he does, which I think he will play, he's only about 70% fit anyway. But, you know, the best players in the game always play injured anyway. Cameron Munster's proven that he is a big game player, so injured or not, I believe he'll be playing Friday night. You know, as for the Seagulls, though, not really any changes here except Josh Alloway is back. He is in the starting front row with big Martin Tapau for the Manly Seagulls. The only negative I have for the Manly side is I've got Kyle Lawton on the bench over Tafau Sipley. I think they probably should have went with Tafau Sipley on the bench over Kyle Lawton because I think when you play Melbourne in these big games, you need a big bench. And you look at Melbourne's bench, Nelson, Kamikamifa, two massive front rows there. But then I've got Harry Grant and Nico Hines. I'm surprised Nico Hines found his way into the side. I thought maybe he might have been the man left out. But Melbourne have fit him in. But hey, if Manly are going to have two big falls on the bench like Sean Kepi and Tanela Paseka, they're going to have two versatile players in Dylan Walker and Kyle Lawton. I guess Melbourne will do the same with Harry Grant and Nico Hines. But what a game this is going to be. I believe Melbourne versus Manly Friday night will be the closest game of the final series. So, very hard game to pick. Literally could go either way. I think Melbourne are playing some really decent footy. Manly are absolutely flying at the moment. In particular, Tom Trbojevic. I believe that's the best matchup of the game. Ryan Pappenhausen versus Tom Trbojevic. Going to be a cracker. My tip for the game, literally could go either way. Melbourne, Manly. I'm going to tip the upset. I'm going to tip Manly. I believe the Manly Warringah Seagulls can beat the Melbourne Storm on Friday night in the qualifying final. The loser of the game gets a second chance anyway, but I am tipping the Manly Warringah Seagulls to defeat the Melbourne Storm. I'm going to go Manly 1-12, Manly by 4 points. I reckon if I had to go for a score, I'll go Manly 24 points to 20. So a bit of a high-scoring game there. I'm going to go Tom Trbojevic for an anytime try scorer. Manly to beat Melbourne by 4. Tommy Turbo to score a try. Manly to beat Melbourne Friday night in an absolute cracker. Let's move on to Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, whatever you want to call it. You might as well call it Saturday twilight, really, because when the game starts, it'll still be daylight, then it'll go into night. Saturday night, Queensland Country Bank Stadium up there in Townsville. The Sydney Roosters versus the Gold Coast Titans. This game is kicking off at 5:40 p.m. on Saturday night. The Roosters are favourites at $1.25. The Gold Coast at $4. These sides only played about, what was it, it was back in round 14 they played, and the Roosters did get the job done there, 35-34. It was a really good game, that one, from memory. Now, the Roosters, they get back Jared Waerea-Hargreaves and Victor Radley, two massive inclusions for the Roosters. As for the Gold Coast, Kevin Proctor is back for the Gold Coast in the back row there, and the Anthony Don, who just retired recently, or he has announced his retirement. If there's an injury, the Don could well and truly play in this game, potentially. I'm hoping that the Don gets a run. I think he deserves to have another game, the Don. But Roosters and Titans, now if you look at it straight away, you think Roosters win easy. But the Gold Coast, last couple of weeks, they've been very well. Now, they did lose 3 in a row going into the game against the Warriors, but, you know, the way they bashed the Warriors the other day was so impressive. Yeah, the Warriors were disgusting and putrid, but the Gold Coast, they showed some really good signs against the Warriors, keeping the Warriors scoreless and winning 44-0 in a game that was must win. So, I'm not going to say the Titans can't win, but if they show up, they're definitely capable of making it a really good game. But my tip for the game, I'm going to tip the Roosters. I think they have that finals experience, and I think overall they are a better team. But hey, I'm just saying, the Gold Coast are capable if they start the game well. If they start the game slowly, they will get pumped. But hey, I think this will be a decent game. I'm going to go the Roosters. Roosters by 16 for mine. A little bit unpopular. I just think the likes of Tedesco, the likes of Josh Morris, Hargreaves, Crichton, they know how to win these really tight games. So the Titans will be competitive. There's no doubt about that. But I think the Roosters will get the job done. So I'm going to go the Roosters by 16 points. I'm going to go with a scoreline of the Roosters. I'm going to go with a scoreline of 28 points to 12. Sorry. Roosters to win 28 points to 12 on Saturday against the Gold Coast. And I'm going to go Sitili Tupanua to score a try against the Titans. So Roosters to win by 16 points. And I reckon Sitili Tupanua will score a try in the elimination final. Roosters to beat the Titans on Saturday. Let's move on to the other game on Saturday night. Kicking it off at 7:50 p.m. up there at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. It's the qualifying final. The Panthers versus the Rabbitohs. The Panthers are $1.25 here. The Bunnies at $4. Very nice price for the Bunnies. The Panthers have won their last 3 against the Rabbitohs. Last 4, actually, if you count last year's preliminary final, where the Panthers did beat the Rabbitohs. The Panthers, they welcome back Spencer Leniu onto the bench. They get Charlie Staines back in the reserves as well, along with Matt Eisenhoop, so we'll see if they play. As for the Bunnies, they get pretty much their full team back, practically. Obviously, no Latrell Mitchell. He's out for the year, suspended. Blake Tuffey will play fullback, which I'm not a fan of because Nathan Cleary's bombs are going to be a nightmare. I think Alex Johnson at fullback would have been a safer bet, but it's Wayne Bennett. I guess you can't question Wayne Bennett. He knows what he's doing at this time of year. But Panthers and Souths, this is going to be a cracker. Souths have really struggled against Penrith recently, which is a bit of a concern. But this is finals football, and the form that Cody Walker's in at the moment is absolutely unbelievable. So we'll see how he goes against the Panthers. The Panthers on the other end, Nathan Cleary, best halfback in the game at the moment. Look, it's going to come down to 2 things. Nathan Cleary's kicking game will either win the game for him, or Cody Walker's brilliance will win the game for South Sydney. So 2 very important things for both sides there. Going to be a great game. Really hard to pick a winner here, but I am going to tip Penrith. I think they're in better form. I think they've got healthier players at the moment, and I just think at the moment Penrith are going a lot better, and I think they can get the job done. So I'm going to tip Penrith. Penrith by 12. I think they can win by 12 points. I think Souths will be in the game, but I just like Penrith. I think they'll be a little bit too good. So I'm going to go the Panthers by 12 points here. I reckon for a scoreline, though, I'll go the Panthers. I'll go 26 points to 14. Bit of a high-scoring game. Panthers to beat the Rabbitohs on Saturday night. 26 points to 14. And I'm going to go I'm going to go with, let's throw in Matt Burton to score a try. Panthers to win by 12. Matt Burton to score a try on Saturday night. Panthers to beat the Rabbitohs. Rabbitohs will get a second chance though because they finished inside the top 4. Let's move on to the final game. The final elimination final, which is on Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock, Brown Park at Rockhampton, I believe it is. It is the Paramedic Eels versus the Newcastle Knights. Parramatta are $1.40 favourites here. Newcastle at $3. Now, Parramatta have beat Newcastle the last 3 times they have played, so they do have a good record over the Knights in recent form. Parramatta get back a lot of players, though. They get Regan Campbell-Gillard back, which is massive. Ryan Madison is a chance. He's named 18th man, so we'll see if he's fit enough to play on Sunday afternoon. As for Newcastle, the Saifidi brothers are back. They get the whole forward pack back in the side. This is going to be a really good game. I think, you know, I'm glad to see Will Penasini in the centres over Tom Opacek. Opacek's been disgusting, in my opinion. Now, Parramatta were in really ordinary form going into the finals. They had that win over Melbourne 2 weeks ago. Then they rested all their players against Penrith, and now they're going into this game off a 40-4 loss. The problem I have is they beat Melbourne 2 weeks ago, then they rest all their players, and then now the players are all back. It's like, I don't know if that's a healthy thing to do going into the final series. I don't know. I guess we'll see on Sunday, but it's going to be interesting. Newcastle on the other end, they haven't had a full team in much this year. This is probably the best full side they've had all year, the Knights. I love Newcastle's bench. I like Clemmer and Josh King off the bench. They've been playing really well for them. So I Suit, Brody Jones as well. Parramatta's bench as well. Isaiah Papali'i and Makatoa. Young gun forward. He's been playing really well. This is going to be a cracker. Hard game to tip. But the Newcastle Knights will win. The Newcastle Knights are my specials of the final series. Manly as well, but Newcastle are my specials of the final series. I think they can win this game. Parramatta in the big games, they always seem to stuff it up. They beat Melbourne twice, but they lost to Penrith twice. They lost to the Roosters a couple of weeks or 6 weeks ago. They've lost to the Rabbitohs twice. They can beat these big sides, but they haven't. You know, Newcastle were not one of those big sides, but the only big team Parramatta have beaten this year is Melbourne. Really, they haven't beat anyone else. Look, Newcastle, I think at the moment, I think they can get them. I think they can really upset Parramatta. I worry about Parramatta. I don't know if they can handle the big pressure, and we've seen already this year. And in recent years in finals, they have gone missing when it matters most. So I'm going for an upset. Newcastle will beat Parramatta in the elimination final on Sunday afternoon, but it will be tight. It won't be a flogging. I'm going to go Newcastle by 8. I'm going to go with a scoreline of Newcastle 24, Parramatta 16. And I reckon for a try scorer at any time, I reckon Mitchell Barnett can score a try at any time. So Newcastle to beat Parramatta by 8. Mitchell Barnett to score a try at any stage. But guys, they're my tips for week 1 of the final series. I've gone with Manly to beat Melbourne 1-12. Roosters to beat the Titans at 13+. Panthers to beat the Rabbitohs 1-12. And the Knights to beat the Eels at 1-12. But guys, that's it for my tipping video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Good luck to your team in the finals. Guys, thanks for watching. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys in the next one.